r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What was the incident at your high school? Senior prank. Someone dumped a few £100 of flour and yeast into the school indoor pool, in hopes of turning it into a giant glob of dough, I guess. It didn't work, just caused about 100 grand's damage to plumbing, pumps, filters, etc. Prankster never caught. My high school had a riot and there was and still is a picture of my principal choking a student. Edit. User posted the right one, but here it is for anyone else wondering. Married male teacher in his late 30s having an affair with a senior female student. Fairly ordinary. They didn't hide it though, we used to see them smooching all the time. Rumor says he lost his job over it and then followed her to another city when she left for university. She then dumped him for a boy her own age. My high school went on lockdown because my mother was going through a manic episode, thought I was the second coming of Jesus, and said she was going to save me. I honestly never lived it down. Someone sprayed butyric acid throughout the entire school. In high concentrations, it smells like pure vomit. School reeked for weeks. Police were involved, etc. No culprit was ever found. Someone in our school threw a big fish in an event before vacation started. The entire floor smelled like death for weeks. They eventually found it, but it felt like the smell was stuck in the carpet. Pretty tame compared to some of the other stuff here, but my school at one point decided to crack down on anyone who had ever connected to the Thor network from the school Wi-Fi, including on personal devices. Over the course of a day or two, around 200 students were informed that they were banned from using all electronic devices, including those required for classwork, while in school for a semester. I remember walking into a programming class and the teacher asking anyone who still had computer access to raise their hand. None did. My school has a kid nicknamed the Study Hall Stroker. Self-explanatory. One of our Japanese teachers got stabbed in the back by a South Korean exchange student. Apparently he'd said some pretty insensitive things about North versus South Korea, and the next day the student came to school with a knife. Teacher was okay. Kid was jailed for 18 months. A sophomore, my classmate, dropped unconscious in gym class and was rushed to the hospital. 3 days later they took him off life support and he died from a brain aneurysm. Edit to add, his funeral was held in the high school gym and damn near everyone went. Never in my life did I think I'd attend a funeral at school. That happened to my brother-in-law's sister when they were kids. She 11 and told his mom she had a really bad headache. Mom said suck it up and sent her to school. She dropped dead down the street at the bus stop 5 minutes later. Someone brought their capybara to school and it ended up becoming class president. A science teacher was beaten, chased and fatally set on fire by her husband, who then shot himself. One of the best students from this one class was found to have stolen his teacher's smartphone and online banking details. He got caught when he did the first transaction. He apparently was into football and wanted to buy some specific football boots, but his parents won't let him. A group of kids threw a desk out the third-story window. The desk crashed onto a girl's head and broke her neck. Fortunately she lived. A girl had an epilepsy attack and she lost control of her bowels. Not a pretty sight. Mean Girls type made fun of her, and she transferred to another high school. There was a kid with a violent background who got sent to the local high school in my area from another school, or district maybe. For some reason the city-state didn't want him to go to jail for being a violent shitty person and hid his records while transferring him. Well, he ended up murdering a girl at the high school he transferred to. I think he raped her as well. Then if I remember correctly he raped and murdered his cellmate after going to prison after that. I think he's dead now. Edit. I was actually wrong about the reason he was at the school. He had a juvenile record and been in special classes due to behavioral disorders. Couldn't find details, but I assume violent tendencies. But a policy of full inclusion of special ed students means he was integrated into normal school classes. In high school, two kids both named Logan. Both last names were very similar. One was popular and the other was not. Unpopular Logan was drunk and ran across a road in the middle of the night and was killed by a semi-truck. The next day the principal announced that Popular Logan had died. Popular Logan was late for school. Everyone was very sad. Then Popular Logan showed up and all school rejoiced that Unpopular Logan was the one who died. Was messed up. In 3 months, November, December and January, 3 guys in my graduating class all died. 1 from suicide, 1 from a skiing accident and 1 on the track at school. It was extremely eerie and sad. There was a pooper traitor leaving smeared feces around the walls in the bathroom. I found one and I'll never forget. Picture was of a flower and sun, drawn in poop. There were several incidents before the person was caught brown-handed, and several jokes about code browns. The broomstick rape of a high school freshman by 3 baseball teammates. 5 years later the female assistant principal lifted the skirts of girls attending a dance to make sure the students were not wearing thong underwear. Edit. 1 occurred in 1997. 2 in 2002. School is in San Diego, California. The teacher who looked so much like a 70s porn star did turn out to have made porn in the 70s. My high school in Australia had agricultural learning, so we had livestock at the far end of the oval and some facilities. In the 90s someone broke into the school and slaughtered all of the animals, all of them, and drew pentagrams and swastikas and blood all over the school. And left decapitated heads around. Pretty historical event for that school. My science teacher shot himself with a rifle in his garden. Struggled with depression for a long time. 2 actually. Both really bad. A kid who was homosexual got a blanket thrown over him in a stairway where they beat him mercilessly and then threw him down the stairs. Never caught who did it. He never came back and I don't blame him. 2 kids called up a pizza place and ordered a pizza for delivery to an abandoned house. When the delivery guy came they proceeded to shoot him multiple times until he was dead. Really bad scene. They even based a Law and Order episode about it. Did they catch the kids who murdered the pizza guy? Indeed they did. They were from the school I was in. I was a freshman and I think they were both seniors, but it was a long time ago. One was 18, other 17. 18 originally got death then commuted to life. Other got life due to being a minor. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.